ardent love.
A centuries-old ritual is taking place. Religious sisters are meeting for daily prayer. They fit the image most of us still have of Roman Catholic nuns, wearing long habits, living and praying together in their convent, vowing total obedience to the Pope and their superior. Yet barely 7% of American nuns still fit this profile. A revolution has occurred. In the same city, another ancient ritual is taking place.
Sister Catherine, sisters, I ask to be professed as a Sister of Mercy.
Sister Kathy Ahler is taking vows to be a nun, but the old images no longer fit for sisters like these. They're not required to wear habits, and Sister Kathy can choose where she lives and works. But these are just the visible signs of a far-reaching transformation that began for nuns in 1965 with the Second Vatican Council, commonly known as Vatican II.
Considered one of the most important councils in Catholic Church history, Vatican II saw 2,400 bishops and other prelates revise many aspects of church activity.
Those revisions radically altered the lives of thousands of nuns. They were instructed by the Pope and bishops to rethink their mission in the modern world, and they obeyed. But their new understandings are bringing conflict with the very church that told them to change, a church based in Rome and ruled by men.
And when I think of the institution of Catholic Church today, I think of a church that is patriarchal, does not welcome women, that is sexist and racist.
We relate to the male hierarchy and other members of the church as adults, and not as, in a pre-Vatican II mode, as children relating to their father.
You're about to meet 5 nuns of the 80s. Their stories will reveal how dramatically life has changed for thousands of religious sisters in the last 2 decades. And you'll see the struggle for equality some of them are waging within the patriarchy of the Catholic Church. You will see how American nuns are changing habits.
All right, sisters, let's hear everybody for Happy Birthday to you, Happy Birthday to you.
The Sisters of Mercy are throwing a birthday party for their retired members.
Happy birthday to you. Blow out the candle, girls. Okay, let's blow. 1, 2, 3.
The median age for all American sisters is now close to 65, and membership has dropped 40% in the last 20 years. New recruits have not been easy to find. That's why Sister Kathy Ahler is unusual. At 34, she just made vows into the largest order of nuns in the country. But her life is radically different from the one these elderly sisters had when they joined.
Before Vatican II, sisters had a lot less freedom than they have now. And so my life in comparison to theirs not only physically looks a lot different because of the change of habit and the change of living situation, even the change of working situation, but in terms of our routine and our own ability to make decisions regarding our lives, it's immensely different.
Sister Kathy chose to move into this house with 6 other Mercy sisters. The convent is no longer the only housing option for nuns, and as many as 12,000 actually rent their living space. Before Vatican II, nuns typically worked together. Today, Sister Kathy's job is independent of her community. She does administrative work at an eye clinic while completing her PhD. But the most visible change for nuns since Vatican II is in their dress. About 75,000, or 60% of American sisters, are no longer required to wear a habit.
I am currently working at the University of Illinois, and it is not at all a Catholic setting. And it would be very counterproductive to wear a habit that would set me apart.
But some think changes like these violate the intentions of Vatican II. Father James Downey is head of the Institute on Religious Life. Founded in 1974, the Institute is a national organization based in Chicago. Its purpose? To explain the official church position on how religious groups should live. He says a nun who is faithful to that position will do the traditional work of her order, will live in a convent, and will wear a habit.
It's in the law of the church, Canon 669. So her failure to wear a habit is a public disobedience to a law of the church.
The laws from Rome say that the habit should be determined by the congregation, and our congregation has determined that we may wear the habit or the pin according to our understanding of appropriate circumstances. And so that's what we do, and we feel that that is in obedience to the law as it is written.
The new places where nuns live and work and how they dress are causing friction with officials in Rome. Yet those are just the outward signs of Vatican II's impact. Sister Kathy's vows reflect a new way of thinking that touches the very core of religious life. And that change is another point of dispute.
I, Kathleen Ahler, vow to live a life of celibacy, poverty, obedience, and
After
service
study
of the
and
poor.
prayer, Sister Kathy wrote her own vows. She still understands obedience as following the will of God, but not simply as handed down from a superior. Yet the Vatican is pressuring sisters to view total obedience to their superiors as essential.
Renouncing your own will, that's the essence. And to follow the directives of one whom we believe God has appointed to direct him, see?
I don't know of any precedent in the gospel of Jesus Christ where he accepted that someone else was appointed to tell him what God, his Father, wanted from him. He didn't operate that way, and I don't think that he wants us to operate that way.
Sister Kathy enters religious life with a new way of thinking, but Vatican II's impact is just as dramatic on nuns who made their vows decades ago.